This video is about how to buy a house with no job, no money, and even bad credit. If you are interested, stay tuned. Let's go buy us a house. You say you want to buy a home, but you don't have really a job, or you do have a job but you haven't had it 2 years, which most mortgage companies, conventional mortgages, want you to have a home. I'm sorry, most conventional mortgage companies want you to be on the same job or in the same industry for 2 years, but that's not your story. Or your credit is bad. Everybody has a history of that, or things have happened to make you have bad credit, or you just don't have the money you need to put down. Again, traditional loans want you to put down about 20%. So if you want to buy a $100,000 house, you're going to need 20% of that. But let's say you don't have it, okay? In the real estate business, the keys to being successful in this business is timing. Timing. The timing is very important. But within timing, you also have to be ready. So when the opportunity presents itself, you're ready at the right time. The next thing is discipline. Discipline. Always be educating yourself on what you're interested in. Real estate or anything like that. Constantly be educating yourself. Constantly be looking for the deals. Because when you're trying to purchase a home with no money, no job, you need to be disciplined and consistent to be successful. So those are two of the important things to be successful in real estate. The next thing is work. It's hard work. It's not, people make it look easy. Everybody's excited. We're all happy now. We've flipped houses. We've made money, so we're happy and smiling. But I'm here to tell you, it's not. It's really just not that easy. You need to be working at it. That needs to be your primary, or one of your primary, focuses. It's not something you can do it's just going to happen. You got to work at it. You got to go find these people or these homes that you're interested in. Okay, let's get to the whole point of this video. Why should you buy a house versus renting or continuing to live with your friends and family? Because, as you read in my book, the highest bill that everyone has, if you're smart, is your home. Your car note should be less than your home. Your credit cards are less than your home. Student loan payments are less than your home. So if you can get your biggest bill cut down, then you can use that money to do other things. Take vacations, buy things that you want, increase your savings, buy a better vehicle, things of that nature. That's number one. Number two, when you're renting, you're not increasing the apartment, the house is not increasing in value. You don't own it. It's increasing in value to the owner, but you're not the owner. You're just paying $1,900 a month to them. So you need to get you a mortgage. You need to get you a house in your name. So as you're sitting there fixing it, or doing some repairs, or living in it, it's increasing in value. So when you do sell it or decide to refinance it, you can get some money out. You're not getting anything, not a dime out of anything that you are renting. Okay, so you're like, how can I buy a house? I just had my job for 2 or 3 months. Let me tell you how. You can do what is called land contracts, where you find an eager seller that no longer wants the home, no longer wants to live in the home for whatever reason. Sometimes people are almost to the foreclosure stage. You can jump in and add your land contract as an interested party before the foreclosure. You have to do it before the foreclosure process takes place. And then you can work out with their lender a plan to get the mortgage current under the original person that has the mortgage name. It's still in their name, but you have an interest in it. That's one way. Second way, if someone is selling a home, or a company selling a home that doesn't have a mortgage, that doesn't have a mortgage at all, you can make an agreement. Let me do a land contract for 12 months or 24 months, and a percentage of that money can go towards your down payment, and the other part can go to the seller. And then 12 to 24 months, then go to a lender. By that time, you've had your job for 2 years, and you've saved money because you've been paying money to save, plus you have your own separate savings, and I'm sure the money you're paying toward the land contract is a lot less than what your rent is. So that's 2 ways you could do it. But the main one that I really like the most is called an assignment of mortgage. There's only like 9 or 10 states that allows assignment of mortgage, and again, it's similar to a land contract, except for there is a lien already on the property. You find people who have distressed property. Sometimes people are just older, don't want their homes, don't really know how to sell it, or it needs to have some repairs to get it up to selling quality. You can work out an agreement with them to take the mortgage payments over for them. They can go to the retirement home, live with their kids, and you can live in the home and pay your money directly to the mortgage company on their behalf. Also, there are people that have houses, it's just too much. They just don't want to do it anymore. And sometimes people get sick. Sometimes they're so behind on their payments, it's just no way for them to get caught up. You come in, you make an agreement with the owner of the home that has a pending lien on the property. You write up the agreement. You guys get together, get online, write up your agreement, and the really important thing is you record your interest, and you also inform the lender. Most lenders will let you do it. If your state allows it, the lenders will allow you to do it as well. And you record it so you can start getting the notices. So if something is not paid, like you're going to pay them directly, but let's say something else goes on and they don't get the payment, you'll get the notice because you have assumed the mortgage and you'll be the person they'll contact. Or something happens and the homeowners are being sued, they come after the property, you're listed already at the register of deeds that you have an interest in this property and the mortgage has been assigned to you. Okay, so assignment of mortgage, what's the benefit? Well, you don't need that 20% down. That's number one. You have time to come up with that down the road. If you decide you want to put the mortgage in your name, there's no checking of how long you've been working at your job, and honestly, it's not so much of a risk on you because the mortgage is in your name. No one's going to ask about your bank statements, all the things they ask you when you're trying to get a mortgage. 2 years on the job, bank statements, W-2s, and that 20% down. If it's FHA, it's less than that. None of those are necessary anymore. So you're like, how do I find these particular properties? Okay, find the neighborhood that you're interested in living in, just a neighborhood, and then you ride around and you can find the properties. You find them that way. Sometimes they're also you can get the pre-foreclosure listing.
Okay, thanks for your help. There's no way for you to assume a loan. The house is scheduled to go up for auction in 2 days.
The banks sometimes have that information. The courthouse has that information. You look and find a house that you are interested in. Some cities now are just so excited for people to buy property in their city. You can actually go to the land bank and work out an agreement with that city with either minimum down or no money down. They're definitely not asking about your job at all. And you can work out an agreement to make payments to the city to buy a home from a land bank. One of my greatest regrets is not buying a home when I was 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. I think I bought my first property at 22 or 23. If I could do it again, I would tell every person that's in college or not in college, because you really don't need college really that much anymore. 18, 19, 20, buy you a piece of property with any version of a house on it. Any version of a house on it. Live in it if you can. If it's not livable, fix it up, live in it, and save your money from your job for your savings or for your dream home or things of that nature. I would say do not rent. And if you're a student, get you a home, 2, 3, 4 bedroom. Again, land contract, get it from the land bank, rent it out to some of your friends that you're going to school with. That'll pay you. They'll have a place to live. Less student loan debt. But you can actually go to the land bank and they will work out a deal for you to buy it from them over time. Or you can find distressed properties in the neighborhoods you're interested in. Look for the big tall grass that nobody's not tending to. That would be considered a distressed property. Someone's not maintaining it. And you can go to that city, get that owner's address, and write them, email them, and tell them that you're interested. I did that before. Actually, the first one I did that way was land. I bought land next to a property that I owned that I wanted it. You never could figure out who it was. So I wrote the owner, who actually lived like in a different state, and bought the property from him, began paying my taxes, and I still own that land to this day. That was like 25 years ago. So I talk about what I have done generally on this channel. So I know that it works. I've also did an assumed mortgage for 2 years, and I paid the payments to the mortgage company for the person who actually had the mortgage, and then 2 years later I put the property in my name. So it definitely works and helps you build your portfolio, helps you get around the need to have a job for 2 years, the need to put the 20% down, the need to have to disclose all your financial information that may or may not be as stable as it should be, or that needs to be to get a conventional loan. This unconventional method definitely works in 2021. It worked 20 years ago. It worked 10 years ago. It still works now. All right, thank you so much for coming back to my channel. If you have any comments, any questions, you can put it down at the bottom. Just do a teensy bit of research, but assignment of mortgage or land contract, I would start with the city's land bank first. Don't be afraid of the property because the walls are coming down, or the ceiling is coming down, or the floor is not completely there. I've taken homes and gutted them. Spent $800 for the property, gutted them, put in $20,000, sold for $50,000. It can definitely be done. Thank you for coming to my channel.